Hey everyone, welcome. I just want to talk briefly about Meagan Good and Jonathan Majors. They did an interview together, and Meagan was talking about, she kind of talked about this previously. They're married now, but he was struggling at the time, and she was struggling. Part of her was struggling, she said, not really just to get in this interview, she said, not really just to get through the fact that she had lost her previous marriage. She dealt with that, but she was still mad at God for the fact that, this was her worst nightmare coming true. 10 years with this person, and she gets divorced. It's happened to her parents. She was still mad at God about that. But when she struck this friendship up with Jonathan, that later became a relationship, her connection with him, and her heart for him made her decide to actually reconnect with God and pray, because she was looking at his situations like, well, he needs that prayer. And by doing that, she realized she needed that prayer too. She needed prayer. She needed to reconnect with God. So, in a way, I think it was a beautiful circle. Even though she admitted she was mad at God in the beginning, that God broke that by sending her someone that needed him and needed prayer and needed support. So sometimes God can get to you in different packages, because I'm looking at this guy, he's struggling. For me personally, I may pray for him from afar, but I would not probably have a close friendship with him, just because of some of the things he was struggling with. Because we can all be comfortable or uncomfortable with certain things that people are struggling with. We may not judge them, but you may say, that won't fit in my lifestyle as a friendship. I don't think I could get that close to someone that's going through that. But you can pray for them, and by praying for him and feeling this connection with him, she rebuilt her connection with God. So sometimes God can come in that way. He can come through a friendship, a partnership, even a love situation where, I wasn't really focused on you, God, but because this person needs you, I'm going to pray, and now I reconnect with you as well, and God becomes the center of our relationship. So I thought that was an important story, and I thought it was important to put God first in relationships, because I've had relationships where I've dealt with people that had different struggles, and I was trying to deal with them on my own strength. I was trying to still be with them because I wanted to continue the connection, but I didn't put God in the situation, and I really should have prayed about it and put God first in that. And sometimes we judge each other in relationships, and sometimes we just want to be in a relationship, and we don't look at the end game of what God is trying to do. Always put God in the middle of your relationships. And that's something that I learned from this. What she was saying, something I learned previously just through life experience. But God can reach you in different ways, and He can reach you through that potential partner, that person that you might want in your life. So be open to that, and remember to always put prayer in whatever you're doing. And even when she was mad at God, she knew the power of God enough to say, I have to go to God for this person, for this thing, because it's bigger than me. And we also have to remember that as well. So I feel like everybody doesn't have her story, and everybody's not going to make that connection with somebody that they may feel a little uncomfortable with what their struggle may be. And you may think, I don't know if I can deal with that or work with that. But God can. He can make something work that you may think is unworkable. But you got to talk to Him first, and you have to put Him first in the situation, the relationship, and He can turn things around. I hope the best for them. I hope they continue to do well. I hope they continue to put God in the center of their life and grow more and more in Christ as their story unfolds. But I just thought that was an interesting story and a good lesson for us to just put God first in our relationships, in our romantic relationships, in our friendships, and in our lives, as we don't know what He's going to do. She felt betrayed at the time, but don't lose connection with God ever. Always stay connected. And when she reconnected, that's when her blessings came. So, awesome story. I've heard similar stories. Everybody, again, is not going to have that story. But the power of prayer and staying connected with God, and even the power of meeting someone and falling for someone on some level, that can even bring you back to God. And it was weird because he wasn't even, I don't know if he was really walking in God in that way at the time. Maybe he was focused on his struggle as well. But God still was able to get in the middle of that situation and bring these two people together and bring them back to God on some level. So I think that that's a beautiful thing. So just my thoughts, single Christian girls. Let's talk again next time. All the best. And remember, not to judge. Try your best not to judge, but to pray. And that person may be the person that still works out for you. Alright, guys, we'll talk next time. All the best. God bless.